Well, hello neighbors. John, your whiskey neighbor here, and welcome down to the Whiskey Nook. I'm going to release this on a Sunday, so let's take a look at some samples. I've got two today, both from Paul again. Paul, thank you so much. These will be a couple of scotches. I believe they're both Speyside region, independent bottlers, and again, some ex-sherry here. So the first one we're going to look at is Dailuaine. This is the first edition's Dailuaine. It's 18 years old. It rested for those 18 years in a refilled sherry hogshead at 55.1%. The other one is another Adelphi. This is called Breath of Speyside, and it's only 11 years, but in first fill sherry, 58.2%. So pour something, a scotch, a sherry scotch, and join me after the break.
3, 4.
Thanks for coming back. So as I said in the intro, thank you to Paul for the samples, and that both of these will be, a Speyside Scotch that has rested in either refill sherry or first fill sherry. So let's first talk the Dailuaine. It's a distillery that I don't know enough about, so I'm not really familiar with the house character here. It's just a great sample and tasting, so we'll talk the Scotch. That's a light nose with a little bit of spice. There we go. Now there's like a soft, I was going to say lilac, that's way too floral, but like a soft fruiting that's coming up. Yeah, but there is a little bit of floral note for me. Yep, absolutely. So it's nice, light, kind of bright fruits, wee bit of citrus, and something that's giving it a little bit of a floral note for me. Intriguing. Let's try it on the palate. Sláinte. I should have given the details after the break again. This is still a 55.1% Scotch, so it's a pretty hearty sip at a strong ABV like that. It's lovely. It is coating but not heavy, just nice feel, nice light fruits, nice light chocolate. The nose has that floral note. The end, the finish is really, it's not husky older wood. You'd think 18 years it might be, but instead, that is quite good. Another quick sip. I've got to try that with a bit of water because I feel like it's actually a fairly light Scotch because it feels light at 55%, which tells me, you know what, I need to relax with this one. We'll come back to it with a little bit of water, but a very nice beginning. Really nice bouquet on the nose. Bouquet is not the word that I normally use, but it just, for me, from that light citrus, little floral, and a nice, it's a brighter fruit, so more like a slight apricot, white grape. That'd be better. So we're getting into grape, but it's not that thick red fig type stuff that you sometimes get from sherry. Instead, it's a lighter fruiting. Really interesting. Okay, the other sample I have the privilege of trying with you is this Adelphi Breath of Speyside. Now this, I really can't see on the camera. The lighting down here is not great, but this is very interesting, this comparison, if you can see it all. This is 18 years, but it's refill sherry. This is only 11 years, but it's first fill. They're both natural colors, so I think you get a really good idea of the cask influence, especially when you're in a first fill sherry. And this nose is sherry, whereas this is lovely, fruity Speyside. This is, it says Breath of Speyside, but I would be like, maybe I'm in Spain because this is thick for me. It's a definite, plum red type nose. Yep. Let's try it on the palate. Sláinte. It's given me all of that darkness, richness, and spicing. Now it's got a unique spicing. It's got like a, is it marjoram or mace or something? It's got like almost a savory edge of ham spicing. I won't really say that it's meaty, but what I'm trying to say is it's got that kind of salty, savory spicing very quickly. Like there's also some edges of burnt cinnamon and a little bit of cardamom and ginger and whatnot, but I'm playing in something darker that I haven't had in many of the X sherries recently. So that's really cool. Another sip. Yeah, with that, it stays on the edge of bitter. And that can happen for me with those first fill sherries. They can pick up a little bit of roughness, a little bit of sulfur. Yeah, but this is big, bold sherry. This is a light touch Speyside sherry. I'm going to try them both with water. All right, I put probably enough water to bring them down into that, 43 to 46, somewhere in there. I wasn't, being very exact, but I wanted to bring it down to probably a more approachable, and I've let them sit for a few minutes, and we'll see what we get on the Dailuaine. Yeah, the nose now has moved really into a light sweetness, a little bit of honey, a little bit of sugar, and more floral. Beautiful palate, just lightly coating, lightly expressive, a little bit of malt still hanging around, which is nice. Very, very tasty. It's just, it doesn't have a lot of, a single flavor I can run after and describe to you, but I will say that it's put together very well. This is really an exceptional Scotch. I think, wow. It's not a beginner Scotch. It's got a light touch. The water actually helped it all the way through. And it is just become just a very nice, relaxed Speyside Scotch. With a little more fruiting from that second fill resting for 18 years. Beautiful sample. Let's try the Breath of Speyside, also with water down to somewhere in that kind of 43 to 46. That's what I'm aiming for. Nose almost has a little bit of cherry on it now, like it's sweeter, like a maraschino. It's still fairly aggressive in the palate. It bites. It's now the spicing is a bit more cracked pepper, strong cinnamon. I've lost a little bit of the savory nature that I was getting at full strength. This one, I think I would not water. I would rather take just small sips, or yeah, maybe I watered it too hard. But it's still very tasty. It still feels like a sherry bomb. But this one, boy, just opened up in a way that I look forward to finishing it off after saying bye to you guys. I hope you're having a great week. Sunday's treated you well, and that the next work week is just a delight. Take care.